This training video is about using Google Sheets. Wikipedia has a long, exasperated definition of what a spreadsheet is. Basically, they were designed to mimic accounting worksheets. So anytime you hear spreadsheets, think accounting worksheets with the ability to calculate rows and columns automatically in hundreds of formulas covering areas like mathematical, financials, database, and engineering, just to name a few. Google Sheets is an online web-based spreadsheet program which can be accessed from any computer with an internet connection and a full-featured web browser. There are also apps for smartphones and tablets which can be installed and used to access your documents. However, this tutorial will cover only the computer web-based version. Google has provided a comprehensive learning center to walk you through each of the steps on using Google Sheets. You can check out the link below this video or type G Suite Learning Center in the search bar, or you can search YouTube and find thousands of videos, so there are plenty of resources available. The first thing you must do is get logged into your Faith Prep or Faith Church email account. Now that it's loaded, click on the tic-tac-toe icon in the upper right and choose Drive. Now that Drive is loaded, click on the New button and select Google Sheets. Here's a spreadsheet that I'm currently working on, the Wi-Fi expansion project. Every spreadsheet has columns that go up and down like this, and rows which go side to side. Inside that spreadsheet are cells. Each one of these are cells. Cells can contain either data and or functions or calculations. So this one here contains data. That's the data, 299.96. This one here contains text. That's the text right there. However, this one down here contains a formula, and the formula is to summarize, to add cells D5 through D11, which are these guys right here. So you can see it calculates to be $560.29. However, if I change one of this information, if I change that to $150, you can see the number changes down here. This is the power of spreadsheets, is it can calculate rows and columns very nicely. So I'm just going to do a general unscripted walkthrough, and I'm going to start at the top. So let's start at the bar right here. So obviously this is your print key. This is your undo and your redo. Here's your paint format. A lot about spreadsheets is about how you represent the data or data presentation. If I grab this data here and do paint format, I can actually click down here and make this the same format. Here's some more formatting. This has to do with currency and numbers. See how this says $299? If I wanted to, I could convert that into a percentage. Or I could convert that back to currency. Or I could just make all different kinds of accounting formats, like what you see here. Financial, currency, rounded. The next section here is the font type. If I wanted to, I could make this ultra. That changes the font. The next section is the font size. I could change that to 10. Again, I'm going to undo it just to get it back to where it was. Here's if I want to make it bold, underline, or if I want to change the text color or the background color. Okay, this section right here is for borders. If I wanted to, I could highlight this whole section here and say I want every cell to have a border, and this is what it looks like. Again, this is just data presentation. Horizontal alignment, I can make it left, right, or center. Vertical alignment, right now if I take one of these rows and I make them really long, you can see the data sits towards the bottom. This vertical alignment will say whether we want it in the center or not. This right here is text rotation. If I click here, I can actually rotate this text. See how the text rotated? This right here is if I want to insert a web link. If I share this page with somebody else and I give it a web link, they can click on that link and get to it. Here's inserting a comment. If I wanted to insert a comment here, I could say, I like this comment. We can see that comment if we click here. This is great when you're doing document collaboration. This last here is where basic functions that you'll use. Adding, averaging, counting, max, min, more functions. If I click more functions here, it's going to take you to a list of all the functions that Google Sheets have. There are hundreds of them here. In fact, there's well over 400. So there's a function for just about any kind of a calculation that you'd ever want to do. Over here, this is the comments. If I wanted to share this document with somebody, I just click on share. Then I type in somebody's name. And this, if I hit that and hit send, Pastor Al would get a link. It'll allow him to edit this document. And I'm going to do the drop downs here. The first one, file. Again, a lot of this is pretty straightforward. Share, open, make a copy, move to trash, import, export, document details. Here's edit. A lot of this is more formatting. Here's view. This is what view you have your current screen. If I wanted to, I could freeze row number 1. If If I scroll up and down, row 1 will stay in place. Back to view, if I want to, I can turn off grid lines. If I turn off grid lines, the sheet looks a little blank. I can turn on and off the formula bar here. This is where I insert. I can insert rows. I can insert columns to the left, to the right. I can add new sheets to this. I could add comments. I could add charts. Now, when I click here to add charts, this is going to pop up. This is basically a new charts editor. And if you read the text and follow through here, the wizard will show you how to create charts. This next one here is format. A lot of this is pretty self-explanatory. Here's data. This is where you'd sort stuff. If I wanted to, I could highlight all this data here and say data, sort. And it actually took all my data and sorted it by this first column here. Here's some more tools. You can create forms. There's a bunch of scripting. There's spelling built in. There's auto completion. There's all kinds of notification rules. And if you wanted to, you could protect the sheet so nobody else could adjust it unless you take it off. And here's a personal dictionary. We won't get into the add-ons because there's a bunch of add-ons that go on with Google Sheets. Some of them are helpful. Some of them are just extras. It depends on what you intend on using it for. Here's the help. I highly recommend this. If you need a list to get to the function list or you need anything with help, if you just type your basic question in here, I'm going to say save a sheet. I can actually click here and it'll tell me about adding, removing, editing, and saving sheets. Of course, to rename your document, you just click here and change information across the top. You know all your information saved when you see it say all changes saved in Drive. So if you're happy with your spreadsheet, since everything's saved now, you can just close it out. We hope this video helps you learn more about using Google Sheets. Be sure to check out the other tutorials for each of the apps. Of course, if you have any questions, please feel free to call or email me at questions@faithprep.cc. Thanks, and God bless.